You may have seen a video out of Chicago this week of frustrated EV owners.
I've been here for over 5 hours at this point, and I'm still have not got to charge my car. Charge it should take 45 minutes, it's taken 2 hours.
They were struggling to charge their vehicles amid a cold snap that brought temperatures below zero. Cold temperatures affecting battery life are nothing new, but what is new is Tesla owners waiting for hours to access public charging stations and having to be towed away en masse, as local news reports show. So, are EVs destined to be useless in the snow? While events like those of this past week are disheartening, there is certainly reason for hope, especially if Chicagoans take the advice of my colleague Kristen Toussaint and look to Norway as an example. Norway has been a leader in terms of global EV adoption, with EVs making up 80% of passenger vehicle sales there. In winter, the average temperature there is 19 degrees Fahrenheit, but can reach as low as -40 Fahrenheit. That environment has provided a challenge for EV owners, but it's one they have largely passed. Sturla Frydenlund, test manager for the Norwegian Electric Vehicle Association, told the Globe and Mail in 2023 that EVs are quite able to cope with winter if you know what you're doing. According to a study by the Norwegian Automobile Federation, cold temperatures can reduce an EV's range by about 20%. That happens because unlike conventional engines, EVs don't generate waste heat to help warm the car. And when drivers use the battery power to defrost and then heat the car, that naturally reduces the amount of power left to provide driving range. But it should be noted that it's not just EVs that are affected by extreme cold. Gas combustion engines also become less efficient, which reduces the mileage they can get out of a gallon. And drivers are frequently warned not to let their gas tanks get too low in freezing temperatures, because more air in the tank means more moisture that could potentially freeze and block fuel from flowing. So what should we learn from the Norwegians to keep our EVs going through the winter? Here are 3 things experts recommend. 1. Preheat the car while it's still plugged into home charging. 2. Park EVs inside a garage to protect the battery from the cold. And 3. Make sure not to let battery levels get too low before a big storm, as charging simply takes longer in the cold. Hopefully these common sense tips will help EV owners deal with the winter more like the Norwegians and be less likely to deal with a situation like we saw in Chicago. What do you think? Will blizzards bring more issues with EVs? Do you have your own tips for dealing with EVs in the winter? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Fast News. Please remember to like and subscribe.